Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your May 2022 general readings. We're looking at the first 2 weeks of May, the first half of May, from the 1st through the 15th. And this reading is for the water sign of Scorpio. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. As always, thanks for taking the time to be here to watch these videos. Your likes, shares, subscribes, feedback, comments, support. Those of you who reach out for personal readings, it's always greatly appreciated. Thanks. So, Scorpio, this is for you for the first half of May 2022. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Scorpio. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Scorpio. It's going to resonate a little differently for everyone, of course. It's a general reading. So if you know all of your signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus, watch them all because each one can bring in a little additional insight and perspective. And if you find that something does resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at it, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else. Feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you, and I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I try to schedule in a pretty timely fashion. You can also get that contact info by clicking the description link attached to this video, that little arrow. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what the first 2 weeks of May have in store for you. I'm using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. Oh, we begin with you. We begin with the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. For some of you, it might be another water sign individual that's important or relevant in whatever the situation is. For others of you, this is just your energy, water sign, showing up as a queen, but it could be a male as well in a general reading. With the Queen of Cups, we have the Four of Swords, taking a step back. This card represents temporary withdrawal and retreat from some kind of battle or challenge or situation in order to rest, recuperate, maybe gain a different perspective, seek out some advice. Typically, that's space and time where you kind of get yourself together and figure out what you're going to do next. We have, very similar to your sister sign, Cancer already, Scorpio. We also have the Four of Cups, an offer being made, but somebody not taking it, not saying yes, not saying no, considering it, looking at it. It might be that there's not a pressing need to take whatever is represented by this cup, because you do have 3 cups upright and full. Cups are governed by the element of water, which governs our emotional life. So this might be love and romance for some of you. Some kind of emotionally driven offer. Maybe that you have other options. With the 10 of Coins, long-term security and stability, inheritance. It's a card strongly associated with home and family. Long-term stability and security means that in dollars and cents you have enough in the bank, or you have enough, guaranteed that you don't need to worry about tomorrow, next week, next month, even next year. It's about the long, slow accumulation of something that gives you the sense of security that means you don't have to worry so much about the future. This can be in actual money, material possessions. It can also represent long-term relationships or marriages that you don't need to worry about. Tens represent cycle completion or fulfillment. So this is like, again, not having to worry about something. Might be an offer for that. It might be money or finances for some of you. Inheritance issues. Actual property. For some of you, it might be more emotional, like the offer to get married or something of that sort. Taking a step back to consider it all. Next, we have the Seven of Wands. Defensive, protective, guarding energy. This represents standing up for something you have a fair amount invested in. It can represent standing up for another person, for yourself, for your ideas, your belief system, ethics, morals. with the Knight of Coins, the slower but steadier knight. This is the knight guaranteed to accomplish his mission and quest, guaranteed to cross the finish line because he's so steady. He's not prone to running off or getting distracted because he's governed by the element of earth, which is what governs the suit of coins and pentacles. Knights represent offers and opportunities for change. Knights always represent something to be accomplished, which of course represents change. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus for the first 2 weeks of May, Scorpio, is the Ace of Coins. Aces represent the number 1, so it's the start of something new, a new path, or the opportunity for that. This is a practical new beginning because it's governed by the element of earth. It might be moving, relocating, a new job, sometimes an unexpected sum of money or resources that enables you to start over again. Well, in terms of elemental energies, you have 1 sword, 1 wand, 2 cups, but one of the cups is a court card, a person. The rest of it is coins. You have 3 coins, which is also pentacles in other decks, which is earth energy. So there's a focus on more concrete things here. The Knight of Coins can sometimes represent job offers or opportunities. Starting a new job, perhaps some of you are thinking of starting a new job, a new project, a new business, moving, relocating, or a combination of all of those things. 4 of Swords and the 4 of Cups implies that there's a choice here. So let's clarify the Ace of Coins. Strength, facing your fears, doubts, insecurities. Basically walking through your fears, which is how you gain control over them, sometimes banishing them. It also represents, looking at the part that you've had to play in something, which can sometimes be quite difficult. It takes strength to do that, but it's also what you gain more of, because then you gain control over your own bad habits and choices. The World. 2 major arcana cards. The World is the last major arcana card in the tarot. The first being the Fool, who has the 0 on his card, and all the cards after the Fool card, where the Fool, are about different stages of our lives, going through learning, changing, growing, evolving, succeeding, failing, learning, right? Until we get to the last major arcana card, which represents that a certain chapter or set of chapters or part of our life has come to a completion point and we're moving on to the next level. We're kind of graduating. So there's going to be a new landscape full of new and different opportunities. It's final endings, final graduations, and moving on, like elevating into something completely different. So it looks like there's an opportunity to start something new. It might be a new job, new profession, new career, business, project. But in order to do that, you need to put a final cap, close a final door on something else. And it takes a lot of strength to do that, which means that there's fears about it that you have to walk through and face and walk through in order to do this. And that's kind of the overall focus for the first half of May. Let's clarify the 4 of Swords, taking a step back to rest, contemplate, gain a different perspective, maybe seek some advice. The Ace of Pentacles again, considering this new beginning, new start. The Lovers, a relationship at a crossroads, a choice that needs to be made, either about a relationship or in another area of life that's going to significantly affect a relationship. Like if you choose a different work or career path or moving or relocating, will it affect a primary relationship? Justice, reap what you sow, honor, truth, morality, integrity, doing the right thing. Is this the right thing to do? And this is all clarifying, kind of taking a step back to regroup and try to figure out what's the best thing to do. What's actually the right thing to do here? Something that doesn't compromise your morals and ethics. Cancer had this as well. I don't know if that's going to turn out to be the case for those of you here with the Scorpio reading, but that was about making sure that you don't compromise yourself or continue to compromise what you believe in, ultimately stand up for in order to stay with someone in a relationship. Clarify the Four of Cups. This is an offer being made. Not sure if you should take it or not. For those of you for whom this wouldn't have anything to do with a relationship, then it's pretty concretely money, finance, inheritance, job, business, that sort of thing, property. Okay, clarify the Four of Cups. The Eight of Swords, feeling trapped by these swords. Swords are governed by the element of air, which governs our intellectual landscape. So swords represent our belief system, ideologies, perspectives, how we view the world, what drives us in terms of what we believe in or stand up for. This is a card that represents feeling trapped because of whatever messages are in your mind. I can't take this offer, or I want to take this offer, but I feel I can't. The Devil, also something Cancer got. There's a tempting but toxic element in here, which, I mean, the Devil card shows up often for addictions and obsessions, meaning that the thing itself, the object of the addiction, might not be in and of itself bad, but the obsession, attention, focus, and overabundance of focus and obsession with it makes it negative. It makes it toxic. But there's something tempting in it, something we tell ourselves we need, we want, we get out of it. So it's a difficult cycle to break. The Nine of Wands, here we go again. The Wounded Warrior card, I sometimes call it the here we go again card, because it represents somebody who's been through something, of a few battles already, and here's yet one more thing. They're very close to wrapping up the end of a difficult cycle, or they could be, depending on their choices. And the Devil is cyclical too, so, and with the Lovers, there's a relationship here, whether the central decision is about the relationship specifically, or in another area of life that's going to have an impact, a profound impact on the relationship. There's some kind of unhealthy cycle going on here. And it's really tempting because you get something out of it. But justice implies that there's a compromise here which isn't a good compromise for you. There's an opportunity to go in a different direction. But the fear or the anxiety, which is implied by the Strength card, probably means that even if this isn't about the relationship itself, it's in another part of life that you know is going to seriously impact the relationship and maybe even potentially end it. If it ends, it's because it's supposed to end. It's not meant to be part of your life, no matter how connected you are to it, because what you really want may still be out there if this isn't it. I don't know. It's a general reading. Might be that for some, not for others. But there's an over-compromising of yourself here. There's a chance to go in a different direction here, Scorpio, but there's fear about it, understandably. And, you know, this Devil card energy, whatever this is, you know, come do this thing, which you probably have multiple times before, but now you're like, I don't think I can do this. It's compromising what I believe in, and I need to do this other thing, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid and I'm tempted, right? Ten of Coins. What's this Ten of Coins, Ten of Pentacles about? Eight of Cups. Leaving. Whoops, there's two with it. Leaving, walking away, turning your back on something which may have been fulfilling that you could drink from, but it's not the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment and abundance. It's the Eight of Cups. It's proven to me ultimately unsatisfying, and it hasn't, on top of the Ten of Coins, I think whatever this relationship is, or the decisions that you've been making that turned out to be kind of not good for you or unhealthy, it doesn't really have long-term security and stability in it. For example, if it's a person you've been with for a time, but they're not willing to move to the next level, you may stay because you love them and you keep over-compromising yourself or compromising your own ethics for a relationship that you're afraid to lose, but yet it's not actually providing you with the kind of relationship that you want anyway, that sense of security and stability that you don't have to worry about the future. Here's the Two of Cups. So we have the Two of Cups and the Lovers both. So either the relationship is the central issue, or other decisions can affect the relationship, right? Coming and going, leaving, coming and going. And maybe you're the one that's always kind of waiting or having to chase the other person. And it's like you have the opportunity perhaps to make choices, maybe even in work and career, or where you live, or a combination of both, that's going to affect the relationship. And you may be afraid to go in that new direction because you're afraid of the cost, right? But I think that this relationship has been costing you anyway. You stay with it out of a sense of security and a fear of leaving it. But the security that you're telling yourself it's giving you isn't real security. That's what I'm getting. Let's clarify the Seven of Wands, defending. And it may be that there's love and caring between the two of you. In fact, with the Lovers and the Two of Cups, there's no lack of that. But just because there's emotions and caring and habit between two people doesn't mean that it's healthy, because the Devil indicates that there's some kind of cycle here that isn't healthy. It feels uneven, unbalanced. The Four of Cups again. And the King of Wands. It may be that you're involved with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And I don't think this other person wants to let go, but they don't want to do something that you feel is the right thing to do. Challenging situation to be in. Clarify the Knight of Coins. And again, for those of you for whom this isn't directly like a love romance relationship, there is that relationship here. But it may be that the issue is around money, finance, inheritance, properties, something like that, but it has an effect on this relationship where you guys have to decide together. Knight of Coins. Because I read first with the strongest sense, the strongest elemental pull that Spirit gives me initially, and then after that I look at, the other areas of life that it can also affect. Knight of Coins. The Emperor. And this is pretty similar to your sister sign Cancer's reading, Scorpio. Okay. We have the Emperor here attached to the sign of Aries, which is a fire sign, and with that King of Wands, the other person may very well be a fire sign, an older person, or if this is like an inheritance or family issue, it could be a father or father figure. Somebody older, status, seniority, decision-making ability, can sometimes be pretty stubborn and very black and white, sometimes a bit domineering, my way or no way, kind of energy. The Ten of Swords. Feeling betrayed, stabbed in the back, thrown under the bus, but it's come to an end. Time for a new start. Can also represent surrendering to a painful ending. And the Ten of Pentacles, again, long-term security and stability. Again, it's like, it feels like this person, I'm going to give the conventional marriage example because it's the most conventional example, whether it is about this or not. It's like, you believe in marriage, the other person doesn't. They're saying, but I love you and I want to stay together, but I don't want to do that thing. And you're like, well then, ultimately there's no, you don't have that certain type of shelter, security, protection, and just internal ease too, that sort of commitment represents. So you can stay in the relationship because this, that, and the other thing, out of a sense of security that gives you security, but the sense of security that it's really giving you isn't really real. But the other person's trying to convince you that it is, when in fact it really isn't. That's that Devil card energy trying to pull on you, trying to get you to ignore the actual black and white reality and factual things in this situation by pulling on your emotions and having you focus on your emotions rather than the reality. So you keep ending up making the same choices over and over again based on emotions rather than what this thing is and what this thing is not. Challenging dilemma to be in. I'm sure most of us can relate to this at least once in our life, right? All right, let's wrap this up with any advice and guidance for Scorpio. It's almost certain that Spirit will advise you to go in the healthiest new beginning direction, regardless of the cost. It may be that's what transforms the situation or relationship. it may be that that's what ends this older situation or relationship. And if that's the case, then as painful as it is, it means that what you really want, need, deserve is still out there. And there's not even the option of having that while you're still in something that isn't that. Again, it's a general reading. I wouldn't know without looking at it in a more personal way, but because it's going to might be that outcome for some of you and a different outcome for others. But let's see what Spirit says. Advice, guidance, feedback for Scorpio. Ten of Wands, feeling overwhelmed. Again, tens represent cycle endings or coming full circle. This is about laying the burden down. It's just gotten to be too heavy. It may have started out as just one wand or two wands, but over time it's grown to be this incredibly heavy thing, and it needs to end so that this weight isn't on you. The Queen of Swords, which is one that Cancer got too. This is about advice in terms of energetic. The Queen of Swords is the Queen of Air, the Queen of Intellect, seeing things very clearly regardless of what her emotions are. She's going to make her decisions based on facts and evidence and history, what really is, a straight shooter, in a more practical way here. Judgment, being at a major crossroads where the decision could either keep you stuck in this situation for a long time, if not for good, or if you decide to make a different decision, like go off in this new direction, it'll be a game changer, a life path changer. The Star and the Ace of Cups, having hope and faith that what you really want, you can still have. New love and romance, or a new beginning, the heart opening up again. There's only one way that's going to happen, whether it's within the transformation of this situation, relationship, or whether it's in the ending of it. The only way that this is going to happen is by getting rid of this burden that's caused you to keep doing the same things over and over again in a way that isn't healthy. And whether saying full stop, this needs to end, I can't keep doing this thing again because it's proven to be bad for me, unhealthy for me. Again, could transform it, it could end it. But if it ends it, then it needed to end, you know. Okay, Scorpio, those are your messages for the first 2 weeks of May. Like Cancers, they were a bit intense. But free will, free agency. I hope, at least if it hasn't been quite so enjoyable. Some readings are not all, rainbows and sunny days. I hope it's been clarifying at least, or has validated something that you've been thinking about, or given you food for thought. Again, if this resonates with you enough that you'd like to peel it back a bit, take a deeper look at something for yourself or as a gift for someone else, you can click on the description link, that little arrow for contact details. Email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the May mid-month readings. Stay safe and well. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.